Hey guys, so I'm coming to you to share my new piercing with you guys. I'm doing this because A, I share everything with you guys, and B, because you'll know why I've been talking funny in a few of my videos. So today is Thursday, December 29th, Tuesday, December 27th. I went and got my tongue pierced for the third time. That's right, I had 3 tongue rings. This one here is the new one. Okay, so a little background as to why I had 3 tongue rings in the first place. So, that's not wine, that's iced tea. Okay. So, when I was in middle school, I don't know, I was probably like 11, like 6th grade. I saw someone with their tongue pierced, and I just lost my mind. I thought it was so cool. I thought it was so badass, and I wanted it. I wanted my tongue pierced. I wanted my tongue pierced. I wanted my tongue pierced. I actually got my belly button pierced before I got my tongue pierced. My mom was trying to get my belly button pierced when I was 15, but I still wanted my tongue pierced. So, when I turned 18, probably like 2 days after I got my tongue pierced. 2 days after I turned 18, like 2 days after my birthday, I went and got my tongue pierced. And when I wanted it done, like when I was 11, I didn't even know about, that was before I was even old enough to hear or learn about the stigma with tongue piercings and the whole sexual thing. I just thought it was badass. And I always did. I just wanted it. All through my adolescent life. Turned 18, got my tongue pierced. Straight in the middle, no big deal, moving on with life. Around 18, no, I'm lying. Around 18, my senior year of high school, I started piercing myself and getting into it and I don't want to say officially apprenticing, but following my piercer, that I got my piercer, just things like that. Is I wanted to get into it. So, needless to say, I started piercing. I started doing that. And the second one came about. I don't remember, did I see someone? I don't know. But I knew probably around 19, 20, that age, I was like, I'm getting a second tongue ring because I think it's badass. I'm like, everybody has one. I'm Candace. I had to do everything different. Had the 4 lip rings. I didn't know anyone who had the same kind of configuration I had, and I'm just doing me. And so I got my second tongue ring. So my first one I got when I was 18. My second one I got when I was 21. And I had 2 tongue rings doing it fine, whatever. And it was badass. And I know, you Google, you can see people with multiple tongue rings, but me in my personal life, I've never come across anyone with more than 1 tongue ring. I've seen people with different types of tongue rings, different types of tongue piercings, but I just never met anyone with 2. So I thought that was pretty cool. And throughout the years, you guys know I've been on YouTube. I got my second tongue ring. I was on YouTube when I got my second tongue ring. I was on YouTube. It was the first year of me being on YouTube. I got my second tongue ring. But anyway, you guys know I've had plenty of piercings. I done videos of me piercing myself. And, that was a big mess. And I had to disable the comments on that video. But it's still my most watched video. And so yeah, my piercing journey. Had 2 eyebrows, 4 lip rings, tongue rings, and ears. And I just had everything, whatever. So probably about 23 going on 24. No, I'm lying. Probably 24. That age. I was like, the idea of getting a third one kind of started to come in. And I was like, alright. I was like, I should get a third tongue ring. My 2 healed. These healed so well. Excuse me. By the time I had them for multiple years. Doing fine. And the reason why I never took them out, my tongue ring is still one of my favorite piercings. Just changing my look up with different piercings, taking all these out as I got more into makeup. And also, my job doesn't care. Not that they don't care, but it's in my mouth. No one ever sees it. It's not an issue. It's not a distraction. So I was like, okay, whatever. It was my favorite, and I kept it. But anyway, Probably like 24, I'm like, a third one would be badass. I was like, do I have room for it? And I was going back and forth, and I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. I was like, I'm going to do it when I turn 25. So I got the tongue rings at milestones. 18, 21. I'm like, all right, 25, I'm going to get my tongue pierced. My birthday's in June. Now, you guys know this year I've been busy, you know, working different schedules, moving. My birthday, like, when I turned 25, I was literally in this apartment for, like, a week. Like, I turned 25 in this apartment, but I wasn't even all the way moved. It was just too much. And I was working, still I'm working, but like every day. And I work, if you guys don't know, I'm a teacher. So it's just like, I talk every day. I lecture every day. I'm like, when am I going to have time for my mouth to... So anyway, and my piercer wasn't available at the time. So I kind of just like put it on the back burner, but I still was going to do it. I put it on the back burner. I'm like, I can't do it right now. So... I really wanted my tongue ring. I'm like, oh my God. So, fast forward now, probably last month, I was like, okay. I was like, well, you know, I'm still thinking about it. I'm like, Christmas break. So, I was like, all right. I called my piercer. I'm like, I'm doing it. You know, because I have time to be off, time to be home. Needless to say, I've still been talking the entire time because I've been filming videos, but whatever. And I was like, all right, I'll have time to just not talk because I'll be off of work to not, so just like, hey, let the swelling go down and things like that. So, 2 days old, I got it on Tuesday. But anyway, I went on Tuesday. And I'm going to tell you this, like, it's been 4 years since I had my tongue pierced. It feels exactly how I remember it. Oh, it hurt. It wasn't my worst piercing, but it's definitely not one of my favorites. It's definitely not the best feeling thing. I mean, some piercings are just like, boop. This one, you feel it. You feel it going through your tongue. I hate to scare anybody off, but I'm one of those people where things hurt. You know, tattoos hurt. Depending on where you get them. If you want something and it's worth it to you, that 1-2 seconds of pain, you just gotta suck it up. That's just how I feel. And I got it, and it felt just like how I remembered it. And me just doing piercings, me knowing how it is, I wasn't a bad client. I was a good girl about it. You just suck it up and you do it. So initial piercing, yeah, I felt it. It was like, oh God, it was over with. I didn't bleed initially. After a few seconds, once the changing of the needle to jewelry, that transition, I started bleeding. I bled not a significant, a normal amount to get your tongue pierced. I mean, to someone who doesn't like blood, it probably was a lot, but a normal amount. Probably about 40 minutes before I got the piercing, I took some ibuprofen because I knew that was going to help with the swelling and help with the bleeding, and it did. I bled for probably about 90 seconds, spitting, rinsing my mouth out, spitting, rinsing my mouth out, done. And I would just sit there talking to my friend for a while before I decided to go back home, just because I got to drive all the way back home, just to make sure I don't pass out or anything. It was fine. It didn't get sore. It wasn't really, really sore. I felt a little, like on a scale of 1 to 10, it was probably like a 2 or 3, a mild annoyance after it was pierced. But that's also due to the ibuprofen. It didn't, you know, it kind of subsided some of the pain. It was fine. I'm just talking weird. Of course, in initial piercing, you have to get the extra long bars to allow for the swelling. I was prepared, and I did bring longer bars to put in my other 2 tongue rings, but thank God it wasn't needed. Can you imagine how I've been talking if I had 3 long bars in my tongue? Because the swelling on my tongue piercing is very local. It was only around the initial piercing. I don't have to change the other 2. They're just as fine, just as comfortable. So yeah. So, that's why I'm talking weird. I'm not talking weird because my tongue necessarily hurts. It's a little sore. The last 2 mornings, like waking up, it gets a little sore. Because you know when you sleep and your mouth's kind of gross. And you start to move and you got to brush your teeth and all of that. Through that morning process of brushing my teeth, it would get a little bit sore. It would move from like a 3 probably to like a 6 in the soreness category. And after both mornings I did take ibuprofen just to help with the swelling, but before the ibuprofen even kicked in, I would drink some cold water, drink my iced tea, and start to just get into the day and wake up a little bit, and the soreness kind of went away once the ring adjusted and everything was okay. So, with that being said, I was not gonna, funny thing, I sing on the choir at my church, and I wasn't gonna go to church this Sunday, just because I need a break, and because, my tongue ring, I'm like, I can't sing with this thing. And I was gonna wait till the last minute to change to the shorter one. I know you're supposed to wait up like a month or so to change to the shorter bar, but in my circumstance, I'm not like a newbie when it comes to things like this. I am going to change it probably last minute. I go to work Tuesday. I'm probably going to change it Monday evening or maybe Sunday evening to see how it is, because I can't do this. But I gotta sing in church, and I was just like, oh gosh. And my mom was like, no, we need you, because a lot of people are gonna be there, and it's like, we need you to sing, and I'm just like, oh god. So I'll be fine. But as far as the process, my tongue is a little bruised right here on the tip. Let's see if we can see. It's not a big deal. Bruising is normal. Again, the swelling is still very, very local, but I'm taking ibuprofen. I get a lot of spit in my mouth. Ibuprofen and things like that. It's been about 4 years. Eating, I am fine. You gotta be careful. I have not bit this. I have an acrylic ball on. I could have the option to put a metal ball on my tongue ring, like when the initial pierce, but I did not. I wanted an acrylic ball, because just by you not being used to something, you tend to bite it. If I bite the acrylic ball, it'll just break, and I can put a new one on. If I bite a stainless steel ball, my teeth is probably gonna break. So I was like, nah. I have some Panera mac and cheese, but you really don't have to chew. But chewing on the side is perfectly fine. Or it can just slide right down your throat. Yesterday for dinner we had quesadillas. I've eaten, yeah, just gotta be careful. I've eaten cheese cubes. Chewing is fine because it's just on one side, so I just use the other side. I filmed videos. What is making me talk funny again is the long bar. It's just in the way. It's in the way. Like, it's just too long and it's in the way. That's what's making me talk weird. Once I have that shorter bar in, it'll be a lot more comfortable. But anything else? Yeah, I did not do this for myself. I know someone asked me, so there's no video or any footage or anything. I'm very excited. Tomorrow, I most likely I'm going to the mall tomorrow, spend my Sephora gift cards, and I may stop in either Hot Topic or probably Hot Topic to get some cute little balls for when I have all three coordinated, you know. I mean, there's a stigma that comes with tongue rings, and I understand that, but this has been my favorite piercing. I wanted them since I was 11. I wanted a tongue ring since I was 11. Right now, it's not so. It's an annoyance. It's not a soreness. It's an annoyance. Slightly sore, maybe a 1, but it's an annoyance of the bar. And it's gotten better even the last 2 days. It's gotten better. It's still slightly swollen. It is, and it will be for the next couple days, and that's fine. But I'm working it out. Anything else? If you have any questions, comments, concerns about it, but yeah, I got a new piercing and I don't know what else to say. So in my next few videos, I'll be talking a little weird. You know what the situation is. I don't know. I go to the dentist. I haven't gone to the dentist since I got this 2 days ago, but since I've had my 2, I visit my dentist regularly. I remember when I went to the dentist with the 4 rings, the 4 lip rings and 2 tongue rings, and I told her, and she was just like, well, your gums look fine. And if they started to do anything negative or deteriorate my area, my oral area, then of course I'm going to take them out. But I think my dentist just thinks I'm crazy more than unhealthy in the mouth area. But you know, I do rinse after I eat still with Listerine. I'm be honest with you, Listerine is very strong for me, so I'll get the alcohol free, or I'll mix the non-alcohol free with a little bit of water. But I managed to get the alcohol free this time, and I just rinse to keep it clean or whatever. But pretty cool. I hate to get, we're adults here. Just some things, if you have, there's some things I do avoid. I am eating like on the side. I'm not like biting sandwiches or biting fruit. I am not French kissing. Just saying, Nelson, it's just a pet, close your lips. You got to keep it clean. With that being said, no other foreign objects. No other foreign objects. Because when you kiss, not only does it's annoying, but spit and all that crap. I'm just saying, we're just keeping it real adult. So no, those that haven't been getting any extra love, oh, you gotta get the little fake baby kisses, but that's okay. Just be careful what you eat. No beer. I haven't drank any alcohol, but definitely not any beer. The yeast in there is not good. Spicy foods I've avoided. Acidic foods I've tried to avoid. You should avoid dairy too, but I can't say no to my cheese and my sour cream, man. But I had quesadillas yesterday. But yeah, I am excited for the healing process and excited to just have it and be a badass and show it off and everything. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns about it, any questions you want to ask me about my piercings or any other piercings that I've had, go ahead. I've had a ton, and I still have quite a bit, but I've been there. I've been down the road. I must say I've had quite a few. Go feel free to ask me, leave it down below. I love you all, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.